Once upon a time, il était une fois. There was a young lady who grew up with a set of books that explained how to live your life. There are several volumes: how to do this, how to do that, how to be in relationships, how to bring up children, how to manage a home. Lots of books, all with instructions on how to live your life. And this woman grew up believing that this was how you did it. This was how you brought your children up. This is how you ran your life. This is how you worked with relationships. And she was always available to offer support or provide advice for other people based on her books, based on her truth. And she lived over half her life living her life based on the information in these books. And then one day, she joined a group, a large group of people, around 20 people, who all had their own set of books. And she gradually discovered that their books, whilst they had very similar instructions in them, they also had some instructions that weren't the same as hers at all. And she began to learn that actually her way wasn't necessarily the truth. It was a bit of a shock. And you've grown up and spent half of your adult life believing that you know it all. So she spent several years with this group, and then she joined another group, also probably a group of 20 people. Also, these 20 people had their own books with instructions on how to live your life. And she learned more about how people live their lives and how you could do things, and became less fixed about how things should be done and thought about how things could be done. And it was a bit of an eye-opener to discover that what she'd learned from her parents wasn't necessarily the best thing. And it was a bit of an eye-opener to discover that she didn't know everything. But she took it in her stride, because that's what she does. She continued to be supportive to others, continued to provide advice where people are asking for advice. Her advice was much more thought through, and sometimes she wouldn't offer advice because she recognised that some people are not asking for advice, they're just wanting to be heard and they're wanting support. So I think that what I'm saying is that the woman that you see before you now is very different to the woman that brought up her children. And people someone recently, I can't remember what they said now, that's gone out of my head, straight out of my head. Oh, you must have been what a really lovely mum you are. And yes, I am. And there were times when my children were younger and I was still the woman with just one set of books, when I wasn't the mum that I wanted to be. I wanted to be a good mum, but I didn't get it right. And not all the time. I got it right a lot of the time, but there were lots of things I didn't get right. And I just wanted to say that we all grow up with a set of books. And some of us are lucky, as I was, to go and discover another 40 plus people with different books and learn from them and grow from them. And some of us are not so lucky. But we don't know that. I didn't know that there were another group of people out there with different books to mine. I was absolutely convinced, unconsciously, that my way was the right way. It still is, by the way. Um, so yeah, I feel really privileged to have grown in my nurse training, in my psychotherapy training, and in my own therapy. I've done lots of growing from the time when I was parenting my children, and I feel really lucky to have done that. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm not the person I was, and I like the person I am now. I liked the person I was then, but when I look back, I much prefer this person to that person. Um, so I hope that some of you find some other books and have a chance to grow even more. And I'm beginning to wonder whether what I've just done sounds grandiose. I hope it doesn't. It's not meant as that. I'm just wanting to clarify that um, yeah, what you see now is not how I was before. Um, I've changed a lot, and I changed a lot. But I was 38 before that change started, um, which is 30 years ago, actually. That's not bad. That's not quite half my life, but quite a lot of my life. I'm very grateful for that. Anyway, that's your bedtime story, and we are off to town eventually, going to the kitchen shop, going to talk to them about our kitchen needs and ask for them to come and do a Devi for us. We're going to eat in Leclerc. Lucky me. It's pretty good value food, and because it's France, it's reasonable food. It's not top notch. It's not as good as we would get if we were going in the other restaurant we were in last week, but it's still good food, and there's a lot of choice in there. So it's quite nice to just think, oh, we're just going to Leclerc. It's not expensive, so we'll do that. I've got some shopping to do. I said, didn't I, that I was going to make a cake that's got chocolate brownies made with, it's a tray bake brownie cake made with rye flour, almonds, and I remember now, and I've written it on my list, that there is an orange, I think it's an orange juice over the almonds, or you put the almonds in orange juice. I can't remember now, but it without that it wouldn't be as distinctive, this cake. I remember it well now. Oh, I've been watching James Martin. Yeah, so I'm making that on Sunday, so I need all the ingredients for that. So I'm going to go and buy that. But Mark went back to bed. We were both up at 7, and he's gone back to bed, so I have to wait for him to get up now. And it's gonna rain again. It's very wet out there. It's gonna be a wet day. Oh, we got storms due this afternoon. I haven't had storms. They keep forecasting storms, but we haven't had them. We've had the rain, but not the storms. So you'll get this. You'll get it at 11. So it's not a bed. Well, for some of you, it will be a bedtime story. For others, it won't be. Sorry, but you could replay it at bedtime. Okay. Thanks for your indulgence. A plus.